Grassroots Media, welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company, TNB, B&T, whatever you want to refer to it as show, presented by Starnes Barber, where we cover everything on the court with the North Greene Lady Huskies and Huskies basketball teams. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan and Huskies head coach Sam Tarlton. How you fellas doing today? E-Dawg! We got E-Dawg too. We can't forget about E-Dawg. Special guest again.
B-E-T.
B-E-T show.
Buchanan, E-Dawg, Tarlton. We finally made our BET program debut.
You remember that one time I started the show and I accidentally called you Sam Buchanan?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember? It was the first year. It's been a while ago.
I've got an ancestor named Samuel Buchanan.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
thought you used to talk about him.
No.
Of course, he lived in the 1700s. Do you know where you're from? You know your genealogy?
Ireland, I think.
Ireland?
It's been a long time since.
Did you do a Paul Painter genealogy, Coach? Is that how you figured
Paul
out?
hooked us up, and come to find out, I've got a little Scottish descendants in my blood.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't know the rules. I think
Don't know the rules?
No. I think I'm some kind of Indian down the way on the
Well, I got a little of that too, Cherokee Indian. Half Cherokee and Choctaw.
Is that
Now
Tim
Susie,
McGraw?
my baby, she's a Chippewa. E-Dawg, what are you?
One of a kind.
He's one of a kind.
I'm Irish and somewhat German.
German,
German.
German
Wow.
man.
And Tyler, you said you're Irish?
I think Irish. I think
Wow.
I got a bit of Scottish too. I don't know about Indian.
We're
though.
so white, you can tell we all have European ancestry, so we shouldn't call this BET. That's black entertainment. These guys told me black entertainment television has already been taken.
So we gotta switch it.
We're going to switch it up. But it is good to have E-Dawg with us.
The
He has
TBE.
survived
TBE.
another semester of college.
Yep.
Is that the best ever?
What is that?
It says TBE.
5 down.
5 down,
Three to
more.
go.
Yep.
3 semesters left.
Yep.
Home stretch, baby. Home
Yes,
stretch.
sir.
Golly.
Over halfway done.
Yeah.
What is it? Communications? Is that what it is?
Media communication.
Media communication. So you're wanting to take Tyler's job?
Maybe.
Maybe.
You had Tammy yet? I think I've asked you that. Or is she your financial advisor?
I think she's my financial advisor.
Is she?
Yeah.
Hey, tell them about what you did over Christmas when you were in the Macy's Day Parade.
I was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with the Marching Bucks in New York City. So,
Yep. I watched it live, and I thought, what are the chances that we actually see E-Dawg in all this? And danged if it wasn't a close-up, right in his face.
Was it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got it on my phone. I'll show you the video. I videoed my TV,
You sent it to me.
and I'll send it to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I even paused my TV so you can see the exact moment when E-Dawg's on the silver screen. Or what do they call the TV? Silver screen's movie theater. That's old terminology. You boys wouldn't know nothing about all that.
It still sounds cool though. We'll go.
Oh yeah. What's funny is that like we were going towards Herald Square and obviously there's like this broadcasting booth up there. So like and there's TV screens right there. So I saw the whole performance as soon as we turned around, and the camera was panning towards the side. So like once I was like, what are the chances of like getting the TV angle on me? And like as soon as that
Pretty
happened,
good.
I was like, my phone's about to blow up right here, right now. And then
There's a bunch of women texting you.
no,
I figured there would be.
I got
He's
a
got
good one
one.
this
He's
time.
a
He's got
one
one.
man.
He's got one.
I didn't know
One
that.
woman man.
Did not know. Sorry, dog.
Oh, no, you're
We can
good.
get that out.
So when you were
Get
in the
trouble.
parade, you knew that you were on TV.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's
Who was
pretty
one of the
cool.
first people to blow your phone up?
James Buchanan.
My homie. E-Dawg.
Hey, speaking of both y'all picked up another win. Unfortunately, we only have one game to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had 2 that we previewed last week. Only 1 was played, but in that one game that you played, you picked up a big win. 20-point win over
Sickness
Cosby.
strikes Sneedville.
Are they playing
Good
again
headline.
now?
Well,
Hey,
they missed our game. They missed the Union County game. I think they missed a game with Claiborne County. Don't quote me on that, but they got wiped out with the flu or something. Coaches, players.
I don't know this to be true. This is a text I got today. I tried to call their coach, and we kind of played phone tag. Yeah, have you heard anything about this Tyler? They must have been like saving up their. I heard they got in a fight last night. Is that true?
Who, Hancock?
Hancock and Cherokee.
I've not heard.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but that's what the word on the street is.
Breaking news,
Heard
Tyler.
What's that?
We have a makeup date scheduled with them.
Okay. Let everybody know.
We're going to drop it right now. February 3rd. It's a Monday.
Cool. That's a rare Monday game.
You heard it here first.
You don't play many Monday games.
We've got, all right, listen to this. Now, everybody was on me about the schedule early on because we went 3-3-3 the first 3 weeks. Almost maybe too much. Well, after we get through these Christmas tournaments, when we start second semester, we have a Friday with Chucky W, January 3rd. The next week is a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. The rest of the season, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday.
I don't mind those Thursday things, but that ain't a bad schedule.
But we had to stick his Hancock game in there somewhere because we were Tuesday, Friday the rest of the way. So we've got it on a Monday. We're supposed to play Cedarview on Tuesday, but those are just JV games. So it will actually make us 2 varsity games that week. So it worked out pretty good. We'll thank the schedule master.
The GOAT. The big GOAT.
We played Cosby, though. Is that what you were getting at?
Yep. 54-34 win. On the road, too, against a region opponent. Somebody you might see down the road.
With him. He mopped the floor with him.
Don't start that. Last time we went over there, we didn't get to go last year because
Was that the snow?
we had snow.
Yeah.
We never could get made up. And they had to host a middle school tournament.
I remember that.
And we just couldn't fit it in nowhere. So this is the first time we've been there in 2 seasons.
Okay.
2 years ago was the double overtime game where we finished with, we only had 9 players. That was Zoe's comeback game, which lasted about 5 minutes, and then she was right back out, re-aggravated an injury. That got us to 8. Hannah was already out with the broken wrist. That got us to 7. Grace had her appendix removed. That got us to 6. In that game, Sonia Wagner fouled out. That got us to 5. I ended up having to play Grace, and I think it was like appendix on maybe the weekend. I think we played a Friday night game. She had her appendix removed on Saturday. She was supposed to be out, and they really said, just take your time. She'll know. They didn't really put a timetable on it. Well, it became whenever we played Cosby. We had to throw her out there for a few minutes, and she assured me that she could go. And I checked with her mama in the bleachers.
What you need to do first.
That'd probably been the number one person.
But the Shelton girl, she was a
she's
sophomore
back.
then. She's a senior now. She had 33. And
This time or last time?
No, last time.
Okay.
So we knew about her, and they've got a really good freshman. Let's see if this name rings a bell for anybody in this room. The girl's last name is Spurgeon. Now, where have you heard that name?
I've heard it because they're her brothers on the boys team.
Okay, that don't count. Historically speaking, does anyone know who Charles Spurgeon is?
We didn't even know.
He's like the great evangelist of the 1800s. Maybe 17, I'll have to double
Have
check.
we ever answered a question he's asked us?
Yeah, oh yeah. Remember you
Okay.
whipped him in Bible trivia.
Oh,
By the way,
yeah.
it's about time for Christmas edition
That didn't take much.
of Bible trivia. We may have to play today. Get E-Dawg. We'll see how time's going. Anyway, Spurgeon, a really good freshman. So I think they played West Greene sometime back. So I text Coach Shaw, and I said, can you just send me a picture of your scorebook, the Cosby side? So she sends me the Cosby side, and they had 44 points. Of their 44, Shelton and Spurgeon had 38. So we went over there and just tried our best to do a good job on those girls. We tried to help on those girls. I thought we played a smooth game. It was I thought a very well played game as far as taking your game plan and actually carrying it out. So I know they'll make real good adjustments. So when we play them over here, I think it's January sometime. It'll be a barn burner. But that wasn't like a 20-point blowout. That was one of them that stayed right around 7 to 10 for like 3 quarters. And we had a really good start to the 4th quarter. And by the 2-minute mark, he had subbed his kids out. So, I think that score is a little bit misleading. Defensively, I thought we played really well. And Mercy had the game of the year for her. I think it's probably possibly the game of her career. She had like 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, something like that. Just had a really good stat line, and that went along with several other players that we had either in double figures or close to double figures. So just an overall well-played game. And that's all I have to say about that.
Is that Forrest Gump?
That's what he says. I've heard there's a Forrest Gump 2 coming out. Has anybody heard this?
I've not heard about that.
No.
Yeah.
I've not heard about that one.
It's about his son.
Mm.
You know, he has a Forrest Jr.
I wonder if that same actor's going to play him.
I don't know.
Hey, what was his name?
Some little kid.
Joe Osmond?
Is that the one that also saw dead people?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it
He was
was.
in Secondhand Lines, too.
Sixth Sense. You boys ever seen The Sixth Sense?
I've not seen that
I've
one.
heard of that, yeah.
Have you seen Secondhand Lines?
I
Has that got Robert Duvall in it? Morgan Freeman?
Yes. Not Morgan Freeman.
Two old guys.
Robert Duvall
developed that.
and
I'm not
the
seeing
one
it.
that's in
It's good.
a lot of Christopher Nolan movies. He was Alfred in the Batman trilogy. I can't remember his name right now.
That's a good movie.
Which one?
Secondhand Line.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to watch
fantastic
that.
movie.
Just because y'all said that. I'm going to watch. Don't tell me nothing about it.
All right, I'll watch Rocky for you too.
Okay.
All right,
It's your assignment.
all right, that's your
Sam,
son.
tell us about
I'll let you know what streaming platform it's on.
Okay, thanks. War Eagles. Cosby War Eagles.
Cosby, Eagles. They turned. I noticed they had a light show at the beginning.
pretty
I
cool.
like that.
That is cool. That's a cool little song they got. You ever heard that song? It's like a.
I didn't pay no attention to the song.
It's actually, I think, it's Chris Stapleton in it. It's like it's Blue Side of the Mountain. I thought that was pretty cool.
They are blue.
Yeah.
And they're on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, so I enjoyed that.
I see where they got that.
Uh-huh. Yep. Anyway,
I'm gonna have to listen to that song.
that's a tough place to play against a good team. I think it's a team that's going to get better as the year goes on. They play a lot of young kids. They actually didn't have one of their better players. He was out. So it'll be maybe a little bit tougher here. But it was a tough game. It was like we would get up 7 or 8, and then we'd either turn the ball over or not get a rebound or two. Or the last time we got up 7 or 8, it was my fault that they came back because I can't keep my mouth shut over there on the sideline.
Pow.
Technical.
Oh, I got a quick one. That was the quickest one I've ever got.
No
Wow.
warning.
I said, is that not a foul?
Lance took a shot.
Lance
in the
was
face.
walking off the court with a bloody. No, he wasn't bloody.
No,
But
he-
he got hit in the face.
He got poked in the eye, and I was just complaining, really. But it's like, is that not a foul? I mean, from across the court, he comes with a technical. So, anyway,
And he showed no expression.
no.
He just went.
I had to sit down. Yeah. He come over there, and I asked him, I was like, that quick? And he was like, yeah, you can't come out on the court and yell at me like that.
Should have said, I was checking on my hurt player that you missed
Then
the
he said
foul.
something that I thought was funny. He said, I love the emotion, though. That's what he said.
But he gave you a
I
technical.
was like, well, obviously you didn't. Anyway, but no, it was one of those games. I thought we really, really executed well down the stretch as far as like our sets and stuff. It seems like every time they got close, we'd execute on offense. Somebody make a big shot. I think Lance had a big game. Started slow shooting, but he ended up at 21. Made some big threes down the stretch there. Lawson, man, he's been playing really, really well for us. He had 21. Tyler didn't score much, but he does so many of those little things. Another guy that does the little things, Jaden Bailey, I think he scored 3 points, 3 free throws. But gosh, he gets every loose ball, seems like. There was a couple times where they cut it to like 3 or 1, and they would steal a pass from us, and he had it stole back from them before they get to the other side of the court. A couple of them turned into layups. So that stuff he does like that just changes the game. Thomas Darnell had 10 points.
Good game
So,
for him.
yeah, any time, I think he can do that. He's finishing well around the rim, and I mean, he's guarding with him and Yeshua are taking on that Bennett's role of guarding the best player. Now I've talked to them too about they're not quite as seasoned as Ben is. They're getting fooled on some stuff that's on the scout that they got to be more disciplined about. But I think the more they do it, the better off they'll get. And then Isaac's giving us good minutes. He's getting better every time he's getting out there. So just a complete team win. Anytime you can go over there and get 2, I think it's that's good. So. Yeah, that'll be a dogfight, though, when we play them in here, because I think with their young guys, they're just going to get better.
E-Dawg, we went from Coach Buchanan to Coach Tarlton. We forgot to mention you in there. Talk about the girls went over Cosby. Were you a part of that one?
Yes, I was.
Okay, take me through that one.
I think the girls played really well in that game, especially defensively, where we emphasizing to shut down Shelton and Spurgeon, especially those two. But obviously they got some girls that can complement them as well. So for the most part, I think we shut them down pretty well. I think Sheldon had like 12 or something like that, and then Spurgeon had like 8 somewhere in there. I can't remember, but compared to like 19-19, that's a pretty good defensive effort. And then offensively, we made enough shots and everything else. And obviously, defense turning into offense is a big key. So I think it's a good win, but it's on to West Greene tonight. So I'm very excited for that.
Here, here. Well said, E-Dawg.
I'll tell you about this man from back in his playing days. You get him that scouting report,
he knows
he can recite it off there for you. He's been one of the best I've ever had at that. So
We're 10 games through the season now. Is that not crazy?
It's crazy.
I guess you could say we're kind of a third through the season so far. So
Time marches on.
we're a third through the
Is that
season
Alan
now.
Time marches
so
on.
who is it?
Tracy Lawrence.
Tracy Lawrence.
Time marches on.
Is that 90?
Time marches on.
Yes, sir. It's right.
That is good.
Time
I love
marches
Tracy
on.
Lawrence.
And he got that real look. Time marches on.
Can
You ever
get
heard
the-
that?
can you get- yeah, I've heard the song. I didn't know it was Tracy Lawrence though.
I guess,
I
yeah.
thought that was Alan Jackson for a
A
second.
lot of the 90s country I'm spotting on who sings it.
Yeah.
You need to get in on that. That's the best kind.
90s
I
country?
agree.
I like 2000s country. I lived through that a lot. That was
Uh-huh.
It was starting to go down a little bit.
All right.
We're 10 games through the season so far. You're 9-1. E-Dawg's part of it. He's 9-1. You're 8-2 so far. We've got 2 pretty dang good records so far. How happy are you? A third of the way through the season so far, sitting at what you're at.
Wad it up, throw it away. It means nothing tonight. It's not what you've done, it's what you're going to do.
I
I
agree
don't
with
know.
that. It's great to have a great start. I think Coach would second that, but
It's
really,
way better than being 1-9.
whatever you were
Well, yeah.
last year. But if you don't do it at the end when it matters, does this really matter?
You're right. You're right.
So.
But you got to have a good season up to that point, though. Well,
You
I mean,
don't
necessarily you don't
got
have
to.
to.
You know
yeah.
what happens when you have a good year and you're looking back on it? You'll see some of them early season games and you're like, wish we'd have won that one.
Yeah.
This record would have been better. So, yeah, you're eliminating that. That's what you're doing, basically.
I got a question. You talked about getting the technical. I saw a podcast clip from Jason Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, and Joe Burrow, and they talked about their favorite, I think, unsportsmanlike penalties that they've received in their career. I got to ask you two, what's your favorite technicals that you've gotten in your careers?
That's easy.
Oh,
Coach, when's the last time you got one?
Years. I
Yeah.
ain't got one in a long, long time. I couldn't even tell you. But I can tell you the biggest one I ever got.
Is it your favorite one? Or is it
No,
just
it ain't
your
my
biggest?
favorite one. It's the worst one.
Okay, so we'll do worst and best.
I hope. Nah. I got one state championship game. And we were down 16 at halftime. And we started this furious comeback. And we didn't really have a zone press that we were good at. We just got after people man to man, full court. And I had Mariah Britton, and she had picked several people's pocket. She had 31. So we've cut into this lead, so now I'm just like super emotional. I'm half coach, half cheerleader. We've turned the tide. We've flipped. Their kids are on the edge. I mean, they're teetering bad. So we actually did trap space violations back in those days. And there was a girl that dribbled right across the half line, right on top of a teammate. So the girl guarding the teammate just left her and run and jumped it. We had the kid trapped right at the half line, and there was a referee standing right there. And the girl pivoted out of bounds. And I'm not talking, she barely touched the line with her heel. Her full foot stepped out of bounds. And we're in the middle of a run. We were about to get the ball back again. We had all the momentum. He let it go. He didn't call nothing. So I'm jumping up and down. Now it's on the
Far side away from you.
yeah, it's away from my bench. So the referee under the basket on the far end obviously is facing me. So she sees me from very far away. And I'm over there very animated. She's out of bounds. She's out of bounds. So they end up shooting it and missing it. So we get an outlet pass, and Mindy McNeese is dribbling up the court. So now the ball is coming toward me. And there's a girl running behind Mindy that's going to back tap it. So we're all over there hollering wolf, and Minnie can't hear us. That place it's loud anyway. So she's dribbling with her left hand, so it's right in front of me. The girl comes from behind and just blasts her whole arm, hit her on the arm. She loses the ball. So I've already give this guy an earful as he passed by.
Once.
Girl was out of bounds.
Yeah.
You missed it. The trail ref now is coming right at me, and I turn my attention to her after we get the ball knocked away from us. I said, and that's a foul. Bam. She nailed me. Probably because I was being so animated prior to that, she thought, I got to calm this man down. But I'll tell you what I really like. I like referees that will find a stoppage in play and come over there and tell you, if you don't calm down, we're going to get you. You're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing yourself. If you don't get a hold of it, now you can talk to me, and I'll explain some things to you. We'll have a conversation, but you are not going to jump up, down, holler, and scream. I love those type of officials that'll talk to you and have that conversation with you, rather than these people that in a state championship game,
quick,
just pop you with no care.
They did that to me at South Greene the other day. I appreciated that. I was hollering, screaming, yelling. They come over and gave me like a warning.
So the worst one I ever got.
Was that not the worst one?
That was the worst one as far as, but I don't know, it kind of rallied us because the momentum did not swing back. It just kept on coming. And we got that game into overtime and got beaten overtime. I made some mistakes down the stretch, not the technical, but I had a timeout in my pocket I should have used at one particular situation there, but I still have nightmares over that, and we'll just leave that. But there was a game that we were playing in here. I could tell you the official, I'm not going to. But we were playing Unaka, and they were supposedly way better than us. This is the year we were struggling, 2016-17. This may be the last one I got. That's how long ago it's been.
That's impressive.
Wow.
I shouldn't have got this one. Shouldn't have got this one.
I don't think he's got one since I've been here.
It's pitiful.
Wow.
What happened was we were shooting free throws, and we missed one, and I think we were down like 1 or 2. They had the ball and was walking it up the court. They were going to start burning clock. All 10 people and all 3 officials, 13 people, were on the other side of the court. I stepped out on the court just to get my point guard's attention, and I was telling her to foul that girl. The reason why I wasn't screaming it, I was afraid that girl would hear me say foul and then pass it to somebody that could shoot a free throw. This girl couldn't shoot free throws. I was wanting to foul her. So I was just trying to get my point guard's attention. I walk out on the court and I'm telling her to foul. All of a sudden a whistle blows, and I got some guy across the court coming over there saying he was out of the coach's box and gave me a technical. I wasn't yelling and screaming. I wasn't. So Fess Hall was here that night. I think Fess is a great official. So Fess called me after the game and apologized to me for that guy. He said, I'm sorry that guy did that to you. And me and him got to talking, and I said, well, there's a difference. Was I out of the coach's box? Yep. Are you supposed to get a technical if you're out of the coach's box? Yep. But that's a classic example of somebody that knows the rules, but they don't know the game.
It's called feel.
And this guy had no feel. So, I didn't even get upset and scream and holler at him that night. I've tried to do better. I used to get him a lot when I was a younger coach, and I thought that was hurting my testimony, my witness. So, I still get animated sometimes. I think over at South Greene I got a little out of control, where I got to begging a little bit and talking too much to officials and not trying to help my kids. So,
but he don't do. You know how you like, especially when you're young. I would call myself still young in this because I've been doing it a while now, but not that long. But you watch people and you almost like take a little bit from who you're around the most. So you take a little bit from like every coach you're around. But when I watch him, I wish I could. You want to be yourself, and me, I'm animated anyway and loud. That's just me. But how he just like controls himself more, I wish I could learn to do that a little more. I think some of that comes with age. He says, I don't know. I think he just does a good job, or just letting things like roll off.
Yeah.
And not. You can't go after everything, whether it be talking to a kid or getting on a kid or getting on an official. And I think he's like one of the most respected for that. And when you hear the referees talk about him, he definitely is.
Do you have a favorite technical that you've gotten?
A favorite one? Are you supposed to be proud of him?
No, not proud of him. Just one that you think back on like, yeah,
there's one
that deserved that one.
One of them that I hated was, you remember we were talking about when Terry whipped my butt in here on senior night?
Yeah.
I got one like 3 minutes into the first quarter.
Okay.
And how stupid that was because you had to sit
the
entire
rest
game.
Of the game. Yeah.
So I had to sit through that butt whooping. That was terrible.
I was a sophomore in high school. I remember that.
You remember that, E?
Yeah.
Can you remember any others I got that might have been just bad?
Has E-Dawg ever got
That's
one?
what I was going to next.
No.
E, have you ever got a technical?
No, I was close. I'm pretty sure.
When were you close?
My senior year when we were playing Jellicoe in the region.
Oh, he remembers it. I do stuff sometimes I don't even remember. Apparently, is that when Jason hit that shot?
Mm-hmm.
He's out on the floor. Apparently, I grabbed him and threw him back. Well, the game was still going on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
It won. It's good.
Sometimes your emotions just get the best of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to be more in control as a coach because I'm more mature than I was at
There you
17
go.
years old. So
That was a good reason to jump up and down. That was good. I'm an idiot for that.
no, it's okay. I didn't realize I was on it. So
Oh, there's one I remember. I'm gonna tell a story on Glover that used to help us.
Glover got.
I got a technical, but this was my first year. I was going to let. This might have been I ain't gonna say who done it, but it was one of the worst calls I've ever seen. Game was over. I think it's a hard fought one of those Chucky Dope games where we're up 10 or 12, and then they come storming all the way back. It's like 5-point game with maybe 20 seconds to go. We're probably gonna get beat. And Andy Stevens drives down the lane. I forget the big boy they had, Jennings. His last name was Jennings. He's driving. He goes up to shoot a layup, and the boy slides over, but he don't fall. He just stands like this, and he somersaults Andy like onto his back.
It was what wrestling fans would consider. What is it when you flip them over your head? Not a hip toss, but
It's not a sunset flip.
no.
I mean,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
He flips,
One of the
up in the air.
Like,
threw the ball up. Well, buddy down there on the bottom comes out with the charge. Yeah. Oh, I went off. And we had a few fans get thrown out. It had to be bad if Glover got animated. So Glover's like yelling at the ref. Glover gets sick. And he's like in there apologizing to me after the game. Like, man, I don't care. I mean, we all just had a meltdown there. So anyway. I thought that
brings out the best and the worst.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
What kind of other environments like that have you enjoyed the most? Like, I'm not going to say you enjoy hostile environments, but just environments like that where things can get a little crazy within the stands and on the court.
Well, I think that's like the funnest part of the job. Like,
what environments like that do you enjoy the most?
Just any game where it's packed, and I tell the kids, ain't that why you play?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if you're a competitor coach, is that what you would call it? Like just those competitive juices flowing?
Yeah. The reason I ask is I went to Hampton on Friday night, and you know how fun of a trip it always is when you go to Hampton.
I've won at Hampton one time. Coach has probably won like 25 times.
No.
We banked in like a volleyball line shot up there one time. That's the only time I ever won there.
Yeah, Turner hit that fadeaway 3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I played there, 4 times. I only played there 4 times, but yeah, it's hard to win for sure.
Yeah, and they play at the elementary school now, so.
How was that?
It's quite odd because it's kind of like Cloudland setup where you have a stage on the side court behind the benches.
Is that the middle school?
Yeah, well, elementary school, but I think it's also the middle school. It says elementary school, and that's what you log into Google Maps, but
okay.
I've heard it be
but
called
it's close
both.
to the high school.
Yeah, it's only like 3
that's
quarters
where
of a mile.
we play volleyball games there.
Yeah, and it's got the stage on the side behind the benches, and then you've got one row of bleachers about the same size as Cloudland's, but it's not double decker like theirs is. It's just one continuous one continuous bleacher set, and you've got both fans on those bleachers too, so that can get real fun. And it got real fun the other night too, because you've got Hampton student section over there is lined up on 1/3 of it. The middle third is Hampton fans, and then the other third are South Greene fans.
Did it get wild in there?
It got wild in there. There was popcorn thrown on the court.
Did you get to sit on the stage or a bench? Where were you?
No, I showed up halfway through the JV boys game, and it was already packed. So I look across and I see Coach Stephen Gregg sitting there, and I called him and I was like, "Hey, I can't see the stands from here at the entrance. Is there any spots over there where I could sit? And luckily, where he was sitting, there were 3 chairs, like these type of chairs, lined up in the corner of the out of bounds line right there. And behind them was like a cafeteria table that nobody else was sitting at. So I sat on the cafeteria table by myself the whole entire night.
And you can see the game?
Yeah.
Coach, what's your
I kind of got on it like where you would sit at. I sat on the table and put my feet on there. So the people that were sitting in front of me, I could see above them. I could see everything. But, yeah, wild atmosphere. 39 total fouls in that boys' game.
Woo. Like Tennessee, Illinois.
39 total fouls.
Yeah.
That was a crazy game. No technicals were issued, but there were a few moments where I thought they would.
Coach, what's your favorite? I mean, it's probably that state championship game, I'd say. What's your craziest favorite game you've coached in? That like sticks out to you. Just like a lot of crazy stuff.
I know what yours is.
Oh, yeah.
If it ain't that Coalfield,
Yeah, it's
State,
definitely that one for sure. I've had that one or there was a Hampton game there. You ever seen that picture of me and Coach like yelling at each other or whatever?
That was
Excited?
it. Boom.
Yeah.
That was
a crazy
the
one.
region
too.
championship.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Senior year.
That one
yeah.
Was that
felt
region
good.
or district?
That was region championship.
It was region, yeah.
Because we listened to them fuss about them foreign exchange students.
Yeah.
I don't know how people feel about certain issues. It's like this is going back before your all's time, probably. You remember Sosa and McGuire? They're chasing this home run record.
I don't remember it, but I've watched a lot of documentaries.
I went to a
such.
Braves game that year just to see if McGuire would hit a home run. I actually went to 2. I went to a Friday, Sunday, and on Saturday in between we went to Six Flags. Me and a couple guys I went to college with. So during that whole run, they started in with this steroid talk. You know where they all messed up? None of them were taking a substance that was either illegal or banned by Major League Baseball. Now, they had negative connotations if people knew you were taking steroids. And I think the fear of public scrutiny made all them guys lie. If they had come out right then and said, well, I'm taking this, and I'm taking this, and none of it's illegal, it's prescribed by my doctor, and it's not banned by Major League Baseball. If they had done that then, there would be no asterisks. You'd have had baseball people getting together quick and saying, well, we're going to ban this, this, and this because it's creating an unfair advantage. But there was no rule being broken. So therefore, I'm under the belief that they didn't have anything to be ashamed of or anything to hide. But the fact that they tried to hide it, then it blew up. And now you're wanting to change it. You're wanting to keep them out of the Hall of Fame. Now, that's my opinion. People will have different opinions on that. Well, you shouldn't have done that. You got kids looking up to you and all that. Okay, there's a different side of it. We can debate that. But it's like this whole foreign exchange thing. You can read it on the TSSAA website. And when you've got a person in Greene County and their job is to place these kids and they approach us and they say, do you have any families around here that would host a foreign exchange student? They play sports, they play basketball, they play this, that, or the other, tennis, soccer. All right, you know what we do? We text the parents that we know. Parents from this community. Would anybody want to host? You know how many times we've been told no? And you know what? We don't care. We understand that's a major undertaking when you bring somebody in your home. But we were trying to help this person out. That was their job. They got paid money every time they placed a student somewhere. So we were just trying to help them out. And they end up sending us some kids to play ball. And you would have thought that we robbed Fort Knox or just did something awful, and those people were very upset, very angry at the fact that we had several players. Well, here's something else they don't know. When Sam conducted practice that summer leading up to that season, he'd have 6 kids show up. So every time they'd say, hey, we got one that might be able to play a little basketball, you got a family that'll keep them? We had several families step up and say, yeah, so we could have a team. So those kids all show up here and play basketball. There's 4 of them. Now, one of them never played very much. The other 3, I think
Actually,
2 of them started.
Tim's brother.
Yep. And we had to hear that all year. And we almost had a situation like you were talking about, how it got wild and people's throwing stuff. Just because we won some games while those kids were here, we broke no rules. We did nothing wrong. We just took phone calls from this guy, said, hey, I got a kid. Have you got anybody that wants to host them? And we had people that said yes. So now we're of the devil, I guess. And man, we heard that all year long. And then in that regional championship game, we knocked them out.
And
After being down by 16
all them kids were on the all-tournament team.
And and see, they all got left off the all-conference team because all the coaches are like, this ain't fair, this ain't fair. No, you know why you don't like it? Because you didn't do it. Now, if you could have done it and got kids, if you had somebody in your neighborhood that was bringing in foreign exchange students and they'd have helped your team win, it would have been fine. But because it was somebody else, we were not okay with that. And I can't stand that. If it's good for one, it's good for all. We'll play schools that, had kids quit and come back. Well, we wouldn't let that happen at our school. We'd have kids that transferred from one school to another. UNACA's got a really good transfer student this year from Elizabeth. Well, am I supposed to be mad because UNACA got a good player? That's just because I'd be mad because I didn't get a good player that transferred. You can't get mad about it and then turn around and benefit from it later. And people that get upset and tore up about that stuff, and then you get down here to the fact where, okay, we got high school kids here that we're trying to be role models for, and there were some awful things being said, and some of those coaches, they didn't vote for them kids. I mean, they clearly should have been on the all-conference team.
All-conference is voted by the coaches.
Yeah.
All-tournament is voted by
media or a committee. So they got on the all-tournament team, and we knocked them out. I'd say that had a lot to do with why that game was so fun, and that's why it was so emotional for all of us, because we had to deal with that all year. Our administrators were getting emails. Anyway.
Shout out to Tate. I think Tate took that picture. I think he was at that game and
That's
took
good.
that
That's
picture.
a good picture. That's my second
Shout out
favorite picture,
Tate.
man, Coach.
First favorite.
Actually, I don't know. We got those pictures of holding those. Those are good.
With the net.
Yeah, the throwback is the best. It has to be.
Would you believe Sam's been here 8 years?
Yeah,
This is his
crazy.
8th year.
8 years seems like a long time too, because you started right after I left high school. So I kind of feel old now that I've been out of high school for that long now.
I think
E-Dawg?
when I got this job, I think I was 23.
Okay, that's crazy.
32.
E-Dawg, has it hit you yet that you've been out of high school for so long yet?
No, not really.
Yeah, it'll hit you later on.
He's still a young buck.
Wait till you graduate
22?
college, then it's like, wow.
21, 22?
22.
22.
What are we going to do? I just looked at the clock. We've been rambling.
We have. We
We're
got to
going to
go
take
to break.
a break.
My name is Robert Starnes. I'm a lifelong resident of North Greene County, where I currently reside here with my wife and 3 children. I was a barber in Greenville for the last 6 years, but I have recently changed locations to my new shop in Baileyton. It's at 285 Mortis Hollow Lane, Afton. I'm also a proud supporter of North Greene Athletics. Come see me for all of your men and boys grooming needs. Go Huskies!
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts, the Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company, TMB, B&T, whatever you want to refer to it as show, presented by Starnes Barber, where we cover everything on the court with the North Greene Huskies and Lady Huskies basketball team. As always, I'm here with Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan and assistant coach E-Dawg, and I'm here with head coach Sam Tarlton, fellas. We've got, I guess, one game for you all.
I'm going to stop rambling so much. I just went on a 10-minute.
You've got two games that we can, I guess, preview. Because, of course, you've got West Greene tonight.
So you want me to go first?
And you've got the Big H tournament. So I'll let you go first since you've got a little bit more to cover.
I promise not to say a whole lot.
West Greene tonight, tough county opponent. It's probably going to be packed in there. Feels like. Do you think so?
These county
I feel like
games
for
usually
county
are.
games always are packed. And you all have one of the best, I guess, traveling bodies, I would say.
Okay. Big game. They're a good team. They're off to a good start. I've seen. What is it? 7 or 8-2.
6-2.
6-2. So I'm sure they're going to try to continue that. Let's see. The post player, Layman's. He's a real good player. He's really good on the glass. I like that little Wisecarver kid, the little point guard. Very good in transition. They got the McCamey, very good shooter. And then a couple guys there, a couple young guys have been playing, giving them some good minutes. So it'll be a tough test for us. We'll ride up there and hope for the best, as me and Coach like to say. And then, I don't like these next kind of games. We play tomorrow. And we haven't really been able to prepare. And
Did you think that when you got in that tournament that it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
I don't even know what I thought.
Because we scheduled this game on Tuesday, and I'm quite certain we didn't think you were going to turn right around and play the next day.
Is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday? Is that what you're playing?
I play Tuesday, or is tomorrow Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes.
I play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay. So you play 4 games in 5 days.
Yeah, I don't like the where we don't. If we had time to walk through, even we have school here tomorrow and we play at 3, so we got to leave while school. I don't even see a time where we can even talk about Cobb County. So that's gonna be a tough one. It might be what they call it in college baseball. There, you used to get there and hit BP.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you would just show up at the field about 45 minutes before. We'll show and go. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. We'll show and go.
We'll show and go. You ever had you've never participated in the Big H tournament, have you?
I hear y'all talking about some kind of nachos.
Them barbecue nachos, you got to try them.
I'm going to have to go down there and watch them
Coach,
play.
Barbecue nachos,
Coach,
barbecue sandwich, pulled pork.
I got you on the pass
I'm on the pass list.
You got to try the barbecue, man.
Yes,
that Big H
Does
barbecue.
that get you in the hospitality room, or do you have to buy that at the concession stand?
You got to buy it at the concession stand, but I got to tell you, you will not regret it. Big H doesn't pay me nothing to shout out their barbecue, but man, is it good.
I bet if you went in there and they're giving me passes. I can get you a pass for the bar.
I'll pay. Please pay these prices.
You should get them unless you're shouting them out. They should be a
Please pay no more
sponsor.
They should, but I mean, they're kind of out of our region, so I don't
thought
think it would make sense for
didn't y'all go
business-wise.
after them one time? Like
Baseball, we did one year.
Okay.
Maybe we
That was
should
when Drew
do
Patterson was the head coach.
our Christmas show next week from Big H Barbecue.
That'd be cool.
See who was
I
sponsor.
can't work that out.
I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Go ahead.
What were you going to
Are
say?
you done with West Greene?
I'm definitely not saying what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't want to?
You'll tell me later.
100% positive.
You've just got one game, I guess we could preview.
One
You've got
game.
West Greene tonight, and then you've got the Ladies Classic.
I was
guess,
gonna talk
10
about
days
Ladies
from
Classic,
now.
but I'm not going to.
What do you want to go into?
No.
Are you sure?
I think
The Ladies Classic.
You got the Ladies Classic 10
We're
days.
in that again? When's that start? No.
You can't get out.
We actually got a few games on film there from our opponent, Catholic, and it's going to be tough. 2-time state champions, so I think I've seen a quarter and a half. I've not even seen a full half yet, but you can already tell they're well coached and got a good team, so that's later.
You got a huddle all
You
game?
got West Greene.
We get to open presents before that.
That's true.
And then tonight closes out, I guess, our regular scheduled first semester games. So it's been a good semester, and we'd like to keep it on a positive. This team is very dangerous. I think they're way improved over years past. Won some big games, some of them on the road or at a neutral site. And they're just, like a few things away from possibly being undefeated. No joke. What is their record?
They've also only lost 2. I believe they
Let's
were
see,
also
Johnson
6-2.
County.
Johnson County was by
I think Gibbs
a
beat
one
them.
possession margin, and the other team was
I think they lost 3.
Morristown. You are
Morristown
right, that is
East
3.
beat 'em.
Morristown East was a pretty sizable margin.
Okay, well,
It
we
is 3.
scrimmaged Morristown East and they wore us out.
Yeah, they're a really good
So,
team.
Throw that game out. That's like a ladies' classic opponent.
Yeah.
But the rest of their schedule, when they're playing, schools similar in size and teams in their conference, they've been right there in every game, and they're starting to win some of those big games. So we've got our work cut out for us. They've got size, they've got shooting, they've got ball handling, they've got experience. They've got that one senior guard who's a really good player. So we got our work cut out for us tonight on the road, and it turned out being 3 road games in a row instead of 4 because the Hancock game got canceled. But we've about weathered this little stretch, so if we get this one behind us tonight, of course, then you got some neutral site games, and then we open up next semester on the road, but then we finally get to start coming back playing.
Who's the
some
first
home
game
games.
next time?
Check it
Dope.
out
Yeah.
on the road, and then it's like Sullivan East, UH. I can't remember.
Star conference play.
Yeah, sometime in there, UH. So yeah, it's like you said, man. This stuff just seems to go by quick. So hopefully our kids go over there tonight and play well, and we'll toss it up, see how it goes.
Is that
Hope
all
for the
you-
best.
All you got to say about
That's
that?
all I got to
Hey.
say about that.
Said something about gifts. We gonna
Tis
talk
the
about.
season. There's a gift bag right there. We
That's
need to
for
bring
my
some.
wife.
We need to bring some gift bags in here next week because it's that time of year.
You know what I think? I'm gonna mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
You know how we've been doing the whole exchange stuff. Let's dumb it down a little bit. Let's lower the expectations here on the amount of money spent, and let's just get everybody in the group something. I'm gonna get all 3 of you guys something.
All
It
right.
ain't gonna be much. I'm telling you up front. Just a little something.
When's this got to happen?
Our show, what, next
I
Monday?
guess next week sometime.
We'll try our next
Probably
our
need to
show.
text in the group and remind me. this
Okay.
weekend.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just a little something for everybody.
We still need to go Starnes sometime.
We do.
I don't know if that'll work next week or if it'll work the week after. Maybe I don't know. But we'll
Probably
have
need to do it
Starnes
during the break
Barbershop.
because I was looking at the master schedule.
They ain't letting us out here to go to
And
Starnes.
we ain't going to Starnes during the school day.
No,
So-
I knew that part, but I was talking about one of these next 2 weeks during the
Hey,
break.
you know what they did? We got a master schedule day. Me and Coach are in here together Sunday.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
We'll be here in the war room, drawing it up, figuring it out.
you back on that couch again?
Won't be back on it, hopefully.
What else we got to talk about?
So we're all getting each other gifts for Christmas this year.
We've butchered these people. How long? Can you look at that and see how long we've been rambling?
I've charged the battery and deleted every clip off there. You got as much time as the battery.
Yeah,
stays
but
on.
still, I want to know what we're doing to these poor people.
It'll be the top right up there. I don't know if you can see that. A little white.
Tyler, for the first time in a long time, I watched some of the shows there this week, and I'll have to say, well, I don't know what they're going to do if you ever go away, because you built some rapport with all these people.
You're
I
good,
appreciate it.
man. You're
You did a
good.
good job.
I've only watched this show once this year. Is this our 4th or 5th episode?
4th. Which one did you watch?
It was over Thanksgiving break, and I
Okay.
was doing laundry and was just moving around the house. I didn't even watch it. I just had it on and was listening to it. How stupid is that? I already said it once, and then I'm in here listening to it again.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch my own shows.
How dumb is that?
I just
I
don't
was
like hearing
bored.
myself talk. I like
Everybody's
hearing
doing
y'all talk, but I don't like hearing myself
They were doing
talk.
that Black Friday shopping, and I was home alone.
What'd you watch it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Oh, it's on YouTube now?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh.
To where a few people watch
I've
that.
shared it the last 2.
My mom, I think, is starting to watch this.
That's
'cause
awesome.
She has a Facebook that she don't know how to use very well. So my daughters will get on there and show her some stuff. And the only reason she has it is so that she can see what Grace puts. So apparently Grace shared this,
Okay.
and she accidentally, somehow figured out how to watch it.
That's cool.
And Mom got to see it. She said, most of that was just you all going on about a bunch of foolishness. You got
That's
that
usually what
right,
it turns
Mom.
into.
It didn't
It's
take
about
her long to figure it out.
25% basketball, 75% foolishness.
Yeah.
Hey, we got new viewers from my little kids team. starting to
Okay.
watch.
Hey, welcome to
Hey,
the club.
I'm gonna have to start plugging them in on the
We
game.
need
Talk about
weekend
their games.
reports.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
Start doing that.
Are you a big podcast guy? Do you watch podcasts every now and then?
Oh, I watch Locked On Balls every morning.
He's a Tennessee man. This man knows everything.
Do you watch any NBA podcasts?
No, I don't get into NBA really.
I
I watch see if the Lakers won. That's all I.
Jeff Teague's got a new podcast out.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious.
We
cannot play any clips on here or anything. He
his
cusses a
stories are
little too
bad.
much, but he tells his stories exactly like they were, and it's amazing that his memory remains
What's
as well
amazing
as
is he was in the NBA and cared that little about
basketball.
winning
Yeah,
basketball or anything.
I'll tell you something that's
won an NBA championship, walked out, and he's just, I just went home. They're like, you didn't party? He was like, nah, I drove home.
you mentioned he had a great memory. My family gets on me all the time because I forget significant things.
But you'll remember anything.
But I'll
in
remember
basketball
something
games?
that, well, if I was coaching or if I was playing, there are things that I remember that no human would probably ever remember. But here's what's weird. I got together with some of my college teammates several years back, and they were telling some stories, and I didn't know what they was talking about. So, and that's because I wasn't out there on the court with them playing. I was sitting on the bench. So I think it has something to do with your body going through it, and then it commits to memory maybe.
His stories are cool too because he'll be the opposite of that though. He'll remember things on the bench, like exactly how they were. One of his best is he remembers Steven Jackson hitting a game winner against his team. I think it was when he was with the Hawks, and he was on the end of the bench and he was talking smack to him, and he hits the game winner, and that was Steven Jackson's only game winner he ever had. So he felt bad that he was the reason that he hit his only game winner. But yeah, like he'll be on the bench and he'll be telling stories exactly how they were, and there will be clips from the game that are going along while he's telling the story, and it's exact same.
They were talking
It's
about
amazing.
when they were playing the Nets. I guess it was at Milwaukee, and they were down, and then didn't Harden and
That was when they had Harden, KD, and Kyrie.
Harden and Kyrie got
Harden
hurt.
was hurt. Kyrie went down with a bum ankle.
He was talking about like they were all like, oh, there's no way we can win this, and he was already packing his bags at night.
He said he went to Game 3 because they lost the first two in Brooklyn, and when they went to Milwaukee for Game 3, he packed everything up in his truck. He's like, yeah, we're going to get swept. I'm ready to go home.
He said
He packed everything up and was ready to go.
Then they could just feel it a little bit starting to flip.
And then Kyrie got hurt. They had that amazing Game 7, and they went to the finals and ended up winning.
He's
That
got
was
some
last
funny
year.
ones about Kevin Garnett yelling at him.
KG yelling at him was good.
Yes.
Have you seen that picture of Cat posting up with DeMarcus Cousins? And it's turned into a meme. I don't know, but he was the backstory behind that. My favorite one is when he pushed LeBron. Do y'all remember that?
Teague did?
Yeah. LeBron's running down the court on the transition, and he just forearms him into the front row. And they were like, why did you push LeBron? And he told them that he was mad because, and I didn't know this either, as much as he played LeBron with the Pacers and the Hawks, and then when he went to the West, when LeBron went out West too, he never won a single playoff game ever against LeBron. And he said that was the reason. He was like, I was mad. I never won a playoff game. And they were in Atlanta and they were cheering for LeBron, but they weren't cheering for him and the Hawks. So he's like, I got something for you the next time we go down the court. And he shoved him in the front row.
He does got some good. He tells funny stories.
Yeah, he's got hilarious stories though.
Well, we got the big college football playoff. Old Tyler will be watching Tennessee play Saturday night.
Well, I hope.
Either really happy or really mad.
I hope. The Big H tournament Saturday too, so I don't know if I'll be able to watch. I'll be covering some game on Saturday, so depends on who plays where and when. Or we all know where, it's Cherokee, but who plays when, so.
Have you met Avery yet? The new softball coach? He's going.
Is he going?
I heard
He's gonna
today
freeze.
that there is a chance that Tennessee fans have gobbled up 30% of those tickets.
I read a thing on my Twitter, and it ain't always true, but they said it's like 38% of the tickets bought right now are from Tennessee.
Well, I can understand it because the tickets for this game are cheaper than probably any.
What does that
home
mean?
SEC.
30,000
Here's what it
people?
means. Yeah,
30,000
yeah,
people will be in there?
102,000. We might have 40
Okay.
if it keeps going up. But I heard somebody talking today. They said here's why that's happening. The Ohio State people either think A, we hate Ryan Day and hope he gets
Have you heard
fired, so we're not going.
Have you heard their interviews, Coach?
Or B, we're saving our money to go to the
They're treating
Rose
it-
Bowl the week later.
They're treating this like a warm-up game. I swear they are, just by their interviews.
Who have you heard? Day?
Ryan Day, them players.
They ain't mentioned Oregon, have they?
Huh?
They ain't looking past.
Just some stuff that they're saying just feels like they're not really.
Are you kidding me? Now, I did see something that alerted me. And I'm not real good at all this stuff. I'm a fan. I'm a little kid. So I'll watch a game knowing that the team that I'm pulling for has very little chance, but I'm thinking this is the day that the stars line up and everything's perfect and they'll upset this team. But I saw something that alarmed me the other day. They said there is according to scouts, experts, whoever these people are, that there is a big talent gap overall. We might have as good a quarterback, we might have as good a receivers, we might have as good a this, but when they looked at the overall team, every position, they say there's a big gap.
Have you heard this, Tyler? They're saying that the only reason that Ohio State lost to Michigan is because Ryan Day was so stubborn. He didn't pass the ball the second half because he wanted to show that they're the tougher team. Just run over them. I was reading something about that.
I don't know.
They got good receivers.
They do have good receivers.
And
but
they were
don't have a
mentioning
good
that
quarterback.
today, too. They said the only team we played all year that's got that caliber type receivers is Georgia.
Alabama.
And Beck threw for like 3 whatever in the second half.
They think Beck has better receivers than Alabama does?
I don't know. Overall, maybe.
Okay. I think Alabama had maybe the best one y'all played this year.
Well, I don't know.
They said their O-line's a little weak, though. Maybe we can get after them.
They're missing
I don't know what to
one of
think.
their tackles because I remember
And they're starting center.
one of their biggest games, I think it was Penn State, they were missing their left tackle and they'd never lost a game while he was playing left tackle. So that's why
They're
I
starting
took,
centers out for the year.
Penn State that game and I regretted it.
I don't know what to think. I know I'll have some kind of Tennessee shirt on, sitting on my couch, Lord willing. And I'll be taking it
You
in.
think the cold's going to affect Tennessee?
This is cold here, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean.
I don't think Tennessee's played in that cold of.
Well,
They're
it
probably
was
playing
31 at Vanderbilt, wasn't it? Or something like that. 39.
During the day is a lot different than at night, though.
They practice in the morning.
They practice inside, though, don't they?
They said they split it up, in and out.
They need to practice outside this week to prepare for that.
But has Ohio State played in the game that cold?
They usually play up north, so I mean, we'd have to go back and look. But yeah,
Can this quarterback run around?
who?
Howard?
No, he's not. No.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to speak negatively about somebody, but he's not very good.
I think he's pretty good. The way they said this, the Michigan
Will
game's an
Howard?
outlier. Yeah, they said he's been really good in every game but that.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay, I don't know. I ain't watched him.
I'm gonna well,
I watched him play Penn State.
Well, he was at Kansas State last year, and that's when Texas was still in the Big 12. So I've had
So
to
you
watch
know a
him.
little more about it.
I've had to watch him play Texas twice, and I've watched Ohio State a few times because I'll be honest, when Texas ain't playing Kansas State, I'm not going to watch a Kansas State game. And then when he's with Ohio State, I'll watch an Ohio State game because they have some pretty good games against Oregon, Penn State, Michigan. From what I've seen, it just doesn't impress me.
I saw the end of the Oregon game. You can't judge a quarterback on watching what little I saw, and then I saw him play Penn State. I don't know much about him. It's not my job.
His
to know. It's
decision
my job
making
to
is
cheer.
not that great, though. Like that Michigan game, you throw an interception within your own 10-yard line, it's a bad read.
It could happen to anybody.
It could happen to anybody, but that was a bad read.
Peyton Manning did that in the Super Bowl, for crying out loud, Tyler.
I know. Was that the
That's the Saints game.
Saints game?
Yeah.
Tracy Porter.
That poor game he had against the Seahawks. I don't know.
I'm a Seahawks fan, so I love that
Oh,
one.
gosh.
I love that one.
That's a tidal wave.
Hey, they got it back though when they beat Cam Newton and the Panthers.
Yep.
I don't know if he got it back though. That was more
He
the
couldn't
defense.
even throw the ball
yeah.
that year.
Who was it they beat when he was in Denver? He didn't even play like great. Got the MVP.
That was it.
Panthers, yeah.
Who'd they beat?
Von
They beat
Miller.
the Bears when he was
Von
in
Miller won
Indianapolis.
the MVP.
Did he only
Peyton
win
didn't even
two?
win it?
No, I think Von Miller won Super Bowl MVP.
I think Peyton did. Check your
When he was with the
check your
Broncos,
history. Yeah.
I think it was Miller.
Okay.
That's
check
Super
it.
Bowl 50 though.
Okay, check it.
How's your Texas basketball team?
E-Dawg, look it up.
Not that great.
Who won the Super Bowl 50 MVP?
I don't know if Rodney Terry's the guy. He was an emotional hire after the Chris Beard situation, but I don't know if he's the right guy for the job moving forward.
If it's
been
Von Miller, say that you can't find it.
Von Miller.
Dang it!
I
I
know
was supposed to say you couldn't find it.
I know Tennessee is number one still.
They ain't gonna move anyway. When does Tennessee play Auburn?
So that's middle of January. It's
Is it
supposed to
middle
be
of
one
January?
versus two. I don't think anybody plays anybody from here on out. Oh, bye.
Take care.
They got Florida 2 coming up too. That'd be a
Good
fun
show
game.
today, Coach.
Good show.
Awesome.
Let's head to the range.
I guess that's it.
We don't even close the show. Sam just gets up and leaves. We need an official.
E-Dawg gonna close the show for me?
Sure. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Team B&T We Run Virtual Show, presented by Starnes Barber Shop. We'll see you next time on Grassroots Media.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.